You know, I sit back and I listen to politicians talk about how veterans deserve the best. People who fought for this country and served this country deserve the best health care. They deserve the best of everything because of what they sacrificed for this country. And I agree with that. But this is the problem. And I'm going to tell y'all a personal story of mine as being a veteran when it comes to health care. You know, the other day, I was so frustrated about the healthcare system at the VA because I believe the hype, because I believe what politicians say. I believe that veterans deserve the best, especially when it comes to healthcare, because they did sacrifice their time, their family, and a lot of veterans gave the ultimate sacrifice, which was their life. But the other day, it hit me in real time that politicians are only being politicians. I go to the VA, I get my health care from the VA. And it's very frustrating sometimes. The other day, I was very frustrated. Very frustrated. You know, I went to my primary care doctor back in May, I believe, in April, around the 1st of May, about an issue, a medical issue that I have and that I'm concerned about. So I told my primary care doctor my issue. I told him why I felt the way I felt. And I felt that I needed an early colonoscopy done because of some of the issues I was having, and I was worried. So he pretty much agreed with me. So he put a consult in for me to see someone in the endo department and a GI specialist about my issue. So he set me up an appointment for a consultation. So June 4th, I had my consultation. I talked to the person about having my colonoscopy done early, because I'm due to have one in October of this year anyway, which is 2024. But I wanted to have it early because of some issues that I was concerned about. And I wanted to get those things checked out, make sure that everything was okay. So I talked to her, and she said, okay, we're going to set you up with a GI appointment, and we're going to set you up with a colonoscopy appointment. So someone will be get in contact with you. So I waited and waited, and I hadn't heard from no one. So about a week goes by, a week and a half goes by. I get a letter in the mail from the VA stating that they have been trying to get in touch with me, and I had until July 11th of 2024 to get in touch with them, or they was going to send my consultation back to my primary care doctor. So I jumped on the phone because I haven't had any missed calls from the VA, any voicemails from the VA saying that they was trying to get in touch with me. So I jumped on the phone. I called the VA trying to get this appointment. So I get a voicemail. It tells me to leave a message if you're trying to set up an appointment. So the first time I didn't leave a message, because I wanted to actually talk to someone, a human being. So the next day I called back again. Same thing, voicemail. So this time I left a message. Didn't get a phone call back that day. Didn't get a phone call back the next day. So I left another message. Didn't get a phone call back. So on the 28th of June, I took the day off and I called the VA. And this time when I left a message, I left a nasty message. A very, a message showing them that I'm upset and frustrated about this whole process. Because I feel like, this whole system is just set up wrong. You can't talk to a human being. You have to talk to an answer machine and leave a message and wait on them to call you back, which is kind of crazy to me. Especially when you're trying to get an appointment that they said that they have been trying to get in touch with you about. So finally, someone reached out to me, but it was so happened I wasn't in my phone. So they left a message, which was kind of strange to me because I'm like, hold on. These are the same people who said that they had been trying to get in touch with me prior and no one left a message. I didn't have any missed phone calls, but this time they left a message and I have a missed phone call from the VA. So I called her back, but the strange thing about it is she didn't pick up, so I left a message. So later on, I received another phone call from the VA, and it was a guy. So this is where I really get frustrated at. So I'm talking to the guy, and he tells me that they had canceled my consultation already. Now, just keep this in mind. I got a letter in the mail stating that I had until the 11th of July of 2024 to get in touch with them before they sent my consultation back to the primary care doctor. So I was confused. I'm like, why would y'all do that after y'all sent me a letter saying I have until the 11th of July? Then he said, well, they already canceled it. Only thing I can do, I can make you an appointment, but the appointment has to be for January of 2025. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, did you say January? He said, yes, January. I'm like, no, I don't want an appointment for January 2025. I need an appointment now. There was a reason why I needed an appointment as soon as possible. So me and him go back and forth about this, and there's nothing he can do. So I said, okay, fine. I'll just speak to someone else. So we hung up, and I called the young lady who had called me earlier back, because I thought maybe she was in a position to help me better. So I called her, and me and her was talking, and she told me the same thing. She said, yes, that's what it is. We're so booked up. Now, this is the VA. This is supposed to be better health care than the private sector. Yes, we are booked up until January for the colonoscopies. I'm like, January? Y'all are that busy? And she said, yes. I'm like, and then we goes into the fact that I'm talking about, well, why did they cancel my consultation in the first place? She said her supervisor did it. She canceled all the appointments, all the consultations. Then I'm explaining to her, I said, well, I don't understand why you'll cancel something knowing that y'all sent a letter out stating that I had until the 11th. And she said, well, that just a normal procedure we have to do. I said, well, that doesn't make sense. You're going to cancel my appointment, my consultation, but you're going to send me a letter out saying I had until the 11th. That doesn't make sense. So how was I supposed to know that she was going to cancel it before the 11th if I wasn't notified? So my whole point is, people talk about the VA, and some people love it, and some people hate it. And I'm one of those that hate it, because the VA is not doing what it's supposed to do. They're not giving you the type of Medicare that you expect from the VA. It doesn't make sense. You're telling a person who have issues, underlying issues that they're trying to figure out what is wrong with, that they have to wait 6 months for a colonoscopy. 6 months. That's crazy. And the VA call that good, responsible health care? I don't know what world they live in, but in my world, that's not good health care for a veteran. That's not excellent health care for a veteran. That's crazy. But these people who's running the VA think that's good, think that's normal, think that's okay. And for all these politicians who's out here running around the country saying that the VA is treating veterans with the utmost respect and giving them this great health care, I don't think y'all will be waiting 6 months for a colonoscopy. I don't think y'all be waiting 6 months. I don't even think y'all be waiting a month if you had any issues that you was concerned about and you needed to be checked out. I don't think you'll wait a month for those issues. But you would allow a veteran to wait 6 months to be seen by a doctor, to have a procedure done that he's concerned about. So I just want people to understand the VA is not fixed. The VA still have issues when it comes to their health care for veterans. Because until you fix simple problems like sending out a letter telling a veteran that he had until a certain date to get in contact with them before they cancel a consultation, but they cancel it before their date, until you fix that, until you fix the fact that a veteran has to wait 6 months in order to get a colonoscopy done when he have underlying issues that he's worried about, until you fix the people who works at the VA, the people who's supposed to care about veterans, until you fix those issues, the VA is just like the private sector. It's just a business. That's it. It doesn't care for vets. It really doesn't. I believe I can get better care in the private sector than I can at the VA. That's how I feel now. Bottom line.